Hello and welcome to the 2011 Ford Ironman Florida here in the coastal town of Panama City Beach. Thanks for watching Ironman Live. I'm Dave Erickson.
And I'm Greg Welch, and this gorgeous location has played host to Ironman triathlons for over 10 years and has been one of the most popular races on the Ironman circuit.
In the show, we'll look at this year's course through beautiful Northwest Florida, talk about the pro field, pass along some race day tips for those of you who may be doing this course for the very first time, and learn more about this gorgeous white sand beach town.
Jessica Jacobs was the top female finisher last year, and she was a clear leader throughout much of the race.
However, the men's race last year was a fight to the end. The 2010 Ford Ironman Florida began on an unusually chilly note, about 15 degrees cooler than normal for this time of year. That may have only fueled the fire for the athletes on this fast and furious course. The ocean swim was quick, which kept the leaders grouped together heading into transition. The bike continued to be any man's race, so it was midway through on the run that ultimately separated the top leaders. Portugal's Pedro Gomes and South Africa's James Kunema battled each other until mile 16. Kunema widened the gap to claim the victory with an overall time of 8 hours, 15 minutes, 59 seconds, about 4 minutes ahead of Gomes. Back to defend her title this year is the 2010 Florida Women's Champ, Jessica Jacobs. Jacobs is known for her fast cycling and running times, and last year was no exception. At mile 75, she took the lead on the bike and held onto that lead to the finish. Jacobs is a former Army transportation officer, and she finished with an overall time of 9 hours, 7 minutes, 49 seconds.
This course is fast, and that makes it very popular with those that want to get out there and set a personal record. The course here in Florida is one of the flattest and fastest courses on the Ironman circuit. The 2-lap swim starts on the beach and the competitors run into the Gulf of Mexico, where they will face choppy water and the sun will be on the horizon. There is a short beach run before heading back into the Gulf for lap 2. Out of the transition at the Boardwalk Beach Resort, racers will head west along the beach frontage before turning north into the forests and marshes of northern Florida. After 14 miles, they will turn east along Highway 20 before making the loop. This 1-lap bike course is very flat with a total change in altitude of, wait for it, a big whopping 161 feet. Yes, that's all. But back at the Boardwalk Beach Resort, racers will transition to the 2-lap run course. The run takes you south through Panama City Beach and into the beautiful St. Andrews State Park, where the athletes will do a U-turn. The streets of Panama City Beach will be lined with people and should provide a good boost for the racers along the run course. So how are the pros approaching a course like this? Well, we spoke to a few of them to find out.
As far as the swim, I'm hoping for rougher conditions. I'm hoping that'll spread out the competition a little bit. I love that it's an ocean swim, definitely more in my environment.
There's a few key components where you can lose contact with a group if you're working together, particularly in the runaround and some of the turns on the far side, where you go into the chop and into the sun. So I think you just need to be prepared to focus in those sections and not sort of let your mind wander.
And with it being 2-loop where you get out, you do have that little bit of a break where you get excited to hear the fans, cheering for you. And then you have to, boom, hop back into the water and do it all over again for another 1.2 miles. A lot of people think that this is an easy course. And it is relative to the fact that you're not climbing and using, the small chain ring and stuff. But at the same time, you are using the exact same muscles all day long.
So you really have to pace yourself well and kind of slow down. Make sure you spin a lot towards the end of the bike and prepare yourself to be okay on the run. Otherwise, you're just going to have a lot more tightness and you're going to set yourself up for a bad run.
The run course to me is, I like it. It is 2 loops, so you do get the chance to come back through town and see a lot of the fans and the spectators and family friends that are out along the course, particularly in the first and last mile of each loop. And the #1 challenge is that you have to stay on pace because there is no variation in the terrain. You don't push up a hill or relax on the downhill. You have to really stay on task and stay on your pacing.
This is also a course the athletes hope will help earn them a qualifying spot in Kona for 2012.
The Kona Points ranking system, or KPR, is the system used for pro athlete eligibility for them to compete in the World Championship. So the top 50 male and the top 30 female pros in the KPR at the end of August 2012 will get to race in Kona. The male and female winners of this weekend's race, they're going to earn 1,000 points each.
So Welchie, let's take a look at the pro women who are vying for those coveted points.
Yeah, so we've got 3 women competing here that have all won this race before. Jessica Jacobs is the one that we're all watching to claim this top finisher spot. Expect her to be strong on the bike and the run. Challenging Jessica will be another former Florida champ, Nina KRAFT from Germany. She'll be strong throughout the swim and the bike, but will have to hold throughout the run. MACKENZIE Madison, she's a top 3 finisher who will challenge on the bike but needs to step her run up to be a real, true contender. Kim Loeffler has multiple runner-up Ironman finishes, coming in 3rd at this race last year. She turned pro in 2001 and just a few years later in 2005 she finished 8th in Kona. Sophie Hoos was the 2009 Ford Ironman Florida champion. She became a full-time pro athlete in 2010, and it's worth noting that she's known to have a great run.
And we have 2 returning top 10 male finishers from last year's race.
Yes, Markus Fachbach from Germany and also Christophe Basti from France. And this race this year is loaded with international talent, and they're all going to be looking to make their mark. Leading the way is Eduardo STURLA from Argentina. He didn't race in Kona, so he's fresh, and he's my solid pick to win this race. He's strong on the bike, and he used that leg to win 4 Ironman Brazil titles. On his heels will be Justin DAERR, the top American in the race. He's a solid runner and will challenge all the way down to the wire. Christian Breder from Germany is my dark horse pick. He's a strong athlete, but injuries are the only thing that'll slow him down here in Florida. Also from Germany is Markus Fachbach, who finished 4th here last year. He's consistent at all 3 disciplines. And Ronnie SCHILDKNECHT from Switzerland finished 4th in Kona in 2008. He's a strong duathlon champion, and he's here at this race most likely to build points for 2012. So this is one of only a few Ironman courses that are pretty flat, and that's generally what gravitates people to these races for the first time.
So if this is one of your first times on a course like this, here are some things to think about. Although this is a flat and fast course, it really is tough on the body because you're using the same muscle groups over and over. Make sure you stretch your back and hamstrings on the bike. Don't go out too fast so you can save your energy for later stages of the race. Start the run with shorter strides, and this is even more important after using the same muscle groups repeatedly. Always have a backup plan to your backup plan. And finally, enjoy your Ironman journey.
Panama City Beach boasts 27 miles of white sand beaches, family fun, and nightlife. Here's Dan Rowe from the Panama City Beach Convention and Visitors Bureau with more.
Panama City Beach is one of those great beach destinations in the southeast U.S. We're known for our sugar white sands and emerald green waters, and we've called ourselves for generations, the world's most beautiful beaches. This is one of those beaches that when you come here, you will be back. We have great nightlife. We also have great mini golf and great beaches and great water parks. I mean, anything that you want to do in a beach, you can find it here. We have 25 artificial reefs, out just in the waters off of Panama City Beach. So folks come here and recreational dive all the time. So I mean, if you don't get out here and just get out and enjoy it, you're missing a great opportunity. Ironman has been in Panama City Beach since 1999, and we've been thrilled to be the host of, the first, full Ironman on the circuit. And, it is a great race. The temperatures are temperate. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, it's just right. The water is beautiful, and it's a great swim. There's a great bike ride. So, I mean, it really is a great place for athletes to come and compete. And we're thrilled that we continue to host Ironman, and we love it every year when the Ironman comes around in early November.
All right, so I've traveled around the world, to some beautiful beaches. I come from Australia, some of the gorgeous beaches that we all know about, but here in Panama City, I cannot wait to get back every year to put my toes back in the sand, get my toe fix.
Toe fix.
Yeah, toe fix.
The weather on race day will be perfect to get your toe fix and for all the athletes involved. The high Saturday will reach 77 degrees with mostly sunny skies and a 0 chance of rain. Sunrise will be at 7:01. Temperature will drop Saturday evening with an overnight low hitting 50 degrees. Sunset happens at 5:53.
Check us out anytime during race day at IronmanLIVE.com, on Facebook at Facebook.com/IronmanTry, or follow us on Twitter at IronmanTry. Our coverage begins at 6:30 a.m. Central Time. The pros hit the water at 6:50, with the age group athletes beginning at 7 o'clock.
That'll do it for your pre-race coverage of the 2011 Ford Ironman Florida from Panama City Beach.
So for all of us here at Ironman Live, we will see you on race day.